Hi YouTube. So I have another sketchbook tour for you. So this one was from August of 2021 to May of 2022. This one happened kind of in tandem with the last video, the last sketchbook video I did, because I took I was doing a lot of figure drawing, and I needed an extra sketchbook because I would have blown through that other one just too quickly. So this was my designated figure drawing sketchbook from August to December, and yeah. So the first half of this is figures, and then it turned into regular sketchbook mode when I filled up the other one. So without further ado, this was supposed to be a master study of Joaquin Sorolla painting. I think by now you're noticing I like to start all my sketchbooks with a painting. I hate this one. I wish I never did this. This is probably one of the worst things I've ever painted. So yeah, I'm gonna breeze through all of these. It's just a lot of naked people. These were from internet pictures. I noted here these were drawn with a dip pen in India ink. Only those two that were on the other page. This was a white gel pen when I scribbled out another figure I didn't like. I remember really not liking these when I first did them, but I ended up, I like them now. These were doodles from class, I think. I took my notes by just drawing the professor pointing at the chalkboard and drawing it how it was laid out on the chalkboard. That's me. You can tell by my observational drawings of people that we still were not allowed to show our faces at school. More figures. These were from Life. That's self-portraits. More self-portraits. This was also from Life with a Conte crayon. So these were thumbnails for figure drawing. This was another person that was in that class, and then I would doodle in this book during critiques because we finally were having some in-person critiques. So I finally, after a year and a half, got to go back to drawing people from Life, people watching. So yeah, I guess I'll talk through these. These were thumbnails, and if you remember, this is how I like to thumbnail. I just draw it over and over again really quickly in different ways. Oh, and this is actually another painting that I thumbnailed, so let me plunk the final for this here, right in the middle. It was a really, really big charcoal drawing that I'm not too crazy about. And that drawing was about, like, being touch-starved and being in a long-distance relationship. I'm still touch-starved, but I'm no longer in a long-distance relationship. And then this was, and I'll put that here as well, it was just like a study of figures in rotation, I guess. Now that I'm thinking about it, I could bullshit something about Thomas Aikens and the hiding of the identity of a figure while exposing the rest of them, and blah blah blah. I know you're snoring already, honk you. But I really just wanted, this was another big painting of some figures and I had no concept behind it. These are from life. I did not like when this model laid down. It was really annoying to draw. I really hated it. This was from life in gouache. I wanted to torture myself a little bit. I like these. This one particularly, I think his face is really nice. This was, I don't like that one. But I don't like drawing in graphite because I'm really bad at building values, but I think this was a very good valued structure. Same with this one. His head's too big, as I noted. And these are all 20 minutes. This was with like a marker that was dying, like a chiseled marker, I think. And then these were also from life, 20 minutes in gouache. This was my first time ever using paint during life drawing. I think they got worse as I went on because I was like losing my sense of color, but I think these first two were not this arm. This arm is really bad. He was like sticking it out, and I just, for the life of me, could not foreshorten it for some reason, but I think the colors and the values are really good for the most part, and then they just progressively get muddier and muddier. I think I like the pose here, and I like the under sketch, but the painting is bad. These were notes about my art. Tony says they look like litmus tests. Cut to the chase with your question about contemporary humor, bodily depicted horror, real snuff, etc. I don't remember the critique that was from. My friend drew that. This was, we did in figure drawing, colored pencil. I really had fun with this. I really like colored pencils, and I feel like I should probably use them more, although I could have built these values a bit better. This is one of my like all-time favorite drawings ever. This model's name was Paul. I really like Paul. Paul's in the current sketchbook that I'm also about to finish, which I'll show in a video pretty soon here. These were from life. I think, yeah, other than the first couple of pages being from photos, everything else is from life. I remember really liking how soft this model's flesh was when she compressed her, trying to make it not sound like I'm a freak. There's no way to say that well. She was fun to draw. She had a really nice silhouette. This is my professor. His name is Mike. There's Mike again. There's another one of my classmates. These were thumbnails for my final in that class, which there were 4 charcoal drawings here. I'll give them a second to cycle through all of them. I didn't really have much of a concept. I was just doing these weird figures, and these are all thumbnails, and since you just saw all of the final drawings, you'll recognize the ones that I used. Yeah, this I drew upside down accidentally. But yeah, I was thinking about voluminous forms. I like drawing fat people. I think fat people are very beautiful. And then these were notes from that final critique. And again, you can kind of start to get a inkling of, this is around when my sketchbooks, like I said, at the very end of that last sketchbook is when my sketchbook pages started to become these really crowded, scribbly messes that I really enjoy doing now. Anyways, these were, again, for those drawings I just showed, my notes. Scary in a way, serial killer Polaroids. Piercron, they are visual and they are visceral and sinister. Alexa says, oh wait, Alexa says simple color palette does a lot of heavy lifting on the toned paper. Oliver says the ambiguous setting is neat. He appreciated the variety of bodies. Bonnie says good mark variety. There is a tenseness to these. It's like I'm watching someone, like stalking them. Spontaneous marks give movement. And I wrote down postmodernism has ruined society. And I don't know what that says. But yeah. So then I started, yeah, this is when it all started. I started taking like a music class that was just sitting and listening to music for 2.5 hours, and so I did a lot of doodling. Yeah. I was thinking about Russia from Hitalia. And then, yeah, here's a lady, here's a thumbnail, here's the painting. Cool, right? This was just like a fabric study. I really liked her silhouette. Her dress was pretty. Yep. I also started doing these because I did a response to abstract painter Clarence Morgan, and he does similar things, and that's been a thing that's stuck around with me. I helped teach a class, and these were some of my students. They were high schoolers. Oh yeah, so I was kind of working alongside the students and doing my own versions of all of the stuff they were being assigned. So they had like a self-portrait assignment, and the professor I was with, he kindly took my photo. This is the photo of this is my headshot on my website, which if you're a real fan, you've seen my website. But yeah, and then I did a lot of figure drawing in that class. These were very extensive notes that my dear friend Jordy took for me during my crit, as it were. I have a lot of notes from Jordy and other people too. I think this was Alex or Cooper. I don't remember. These were my own notes. These were more of my own notes. Why don't I read you my own notes? I have a feeling I was very mean to myself in these notes. Oh yes, this was how to handle a critique, manage the conversation, strategize what to talk about. Why did you do this? How does someone understand this? These are all the questions you get asked. They're really confusing. Standard way of talking about art everything you've done is on purpose. If crit gets derailed to answer questions and lead to what you want to talk about. Biography is a big talking point in art right now. Keep this in mind. Consider the way you, yes, these are specific to me now. Consider the way you use film framing. Why are they important to you? They look cinematic to what end? What does it mean to take an image that is meant to be huge and then make it small? Make it a small painting. What does it mean to point to film? I no longer point to film because that was nearly impossible to talk about. My solo painting evokes, yes, I turned in a solo painting for this. My solo painting evokes a character, not a portrait. She looks like a femme fatale. Aestheticization of the human condition. Dramatized thumbnails. Content points to style as substance. They don't look digital. You are fucking stupid. Sampling of film images, emotional experience is being performed. Why? How does style play into the work? Aestheticized human experience in painting and film. It pretends to be a something. Velasquez paintings fall apart when you get close to them. So yeah. More figures. I was thinking a lot about being held. Because I didn't have that. Still don't have that. Thumbnails, actually. Yes, thumbnails. I'll pop that here. The piece was called Firecracker. I like that painting still. Oh, I think this was from Life, if I remember correctly. And then these were real life people. Stuff for a mural that I don't want to talk about. Here was a still life. Studio visit notes. I don't really feel like reading all of that. Anyways, Chris Chan, there he is. That was another thumbnail. Here's some legs. I had a lot of fun drawing these. I had no idea that knees were so awesome. I should do more knee studies. And this was after my big crit, where I felt extremely dejected and defeated and horrible and like I should give up. I was dramatizing all of that, but it didn't feel good. I did a lot of doodling over this weekend. And this was leading into this summer. For some reason, I for a little bit, I was really fixated on the depiction of emaciated bodies. I ended up doing a couple paintings, which I might show in another sketchbook that I have. But yeah. Yeah. Here's a cool guy and his lady friend. Yeah, this was all just mindless doodling. And then, yeah, a couple more thumbnails. This was the last page. And then I have a couple more of these colored pencil drawings from that figure drawing class. I also really like this drawing. With his portrait. And yes. So that was this sketchbook. I think Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.